Nicole here from New Year Pilates. I'm going to show you the best exercises you can do for tight hips and hip pain. First thing I'm going to show you is a standing routine. So we want to come into good posture. So if we bring the feet together and then we just turn the toes out, raise up onto the balls of your feet and bring your ankles in line with the toes. Legs are then directly underneath hips. We can then lift tall through the spine, so you're lifting up through the crown of your head. I just want you to make sure that chin tucks slightly to chest, so we're long through the neck. Shoulders up towards your ears and bringing them round and down. So shoulders are relaxed, a little bit of lift through the chest, so we just draw those shoulders back slightly. And then we want to make sure we're tucked under to our neutral position. So we're tucking under with that tailbone, pelvis points down to the floor. We're then going to lengthen up through the legs, a little bit of squeeze on your glutes, and then I want you to bring that focus to the setting of your tummy and the setting of that core. So imagine you've got a lift of 10 floors. We're going to zip up, lifting up to floor 3. Tummy buttoning about halfway to spine, and then wearing that big belt around our middle, we're going to tighten that belt up a couple of notches, so you're then pulled in from the waist. Once you have that light tension, we then want to find our balance. Double check again that your legs are directly underneath the hips, and then we're just going to go with a knee lift. Now if you need a little bit of help with the balance, you can hold on to the wall. Make sure you've got a nice steady surface to stand on. So I want you to think about that posture, really lifting nice and tall. We want to try and keep the hips on the same level throughout, so we don't want to kind of shift from side to side. I'm going to get you to go for 8 with the knee lifts. I'm keeping this short for the purpose of the video. If you want to do a few extra, that's fine. And then we're going to bring that leg lift out to the side. So same again, out to the side this time, same leg. Again, watch that shift in the body weight. Keep lifting up through the crown of the head. If it helps, keep that leg movement small. Double check, zipping up, tightening that belt. So we're going to go with 8 and then relax, and I just want you to press through the feet to release the legs, get the feet moving. And then we're going to do the same with the left side. So again, if you want to hold on to that wall, you're here with the knee lift. So going for 8, rechecking again, we're nice and tall, zipping up, setting that core. Once you've done your 8 knee lifts, you're then coming out to the side. 8. Really try and keep that zipping up through your middle. That way we're lifting through pelvic floor. We're using those deep lower tummy and lower back muscles. So 8 coming out to the side. Take it to the point that feels comfortable but challenging. And then I'm going to get you to come down to the floor. And we're going to take feet to floor, legs hip width apart, head relaxed down. And I want you to again find that neutral. So we don't want a big gap underneath that back. We don't want to be pressing that back down too hard. Finding that halfway point, tucking under with tailbone, lower back lightly presses to floor. We're going to lift up and extend away with one leg. Now you can keep lots of knee bend, or you can have the leg straight, depending what feels right for you. And then we're going to take a really small circle. So keeping it small. What I'm looking for is control through the hips. So we're not kind of rocking from side to side. You're not letting your back lift or your hips rock. 6 one way, and then we reverse and we take it 6 the other way. Now if you think about guiding in with that tummy to help keep your lower back to the floor. So you're swapping to the other side once you've done 6 in each direction. Again, I'm looking for good alignment, so your ankle, knee and hip are in one long line. If it helps, fingertips onto your hips so you can feel any movement through those hips. You're going to get a little, but we don't want that to be excessive. So 6 one way, 6 in the other direction. Remember, add a bit more knee bend if you need to. So we're just getting all of those tendons, ligaments, muscles around the hip to work. So we're strengthening and improving flexibility. Okay, so let that relax. Have a stretch through in between. And then the last one I'm going to show you is your shoulder bridge. So feet to the floor, legs hip width apart. Starting off in your neutral, we're going to zip up through our middle. If you imagine it like you're drawing your inner thigh up into pelvis. Tightening that tummy, tightening that belt around your middle. Lots of squeeze on your bottom. First movement we're going to make is a tilt of the pelvis. So we're going to tilt the pelvis up, and then we're going to begin to peel off through the back bones one by one, just lifting the hips to a height that feels comfortable for you. Hold at the top, and then we're going to come down in the same way. So we're working down through the spine, backbone by backbone. Your pelvis tilts back into neutral, and then reset and go again. I'm going to get you to stick with 8, so we're going to go for 8 of these, peeling up, peeling back down, hips staying on the same level throughout. Just go with a natural breath. I'm not going to dwell on the breathing too much. I just want you to get the hang of setting that core, moving through the spine. Lots of squeeze on your bottom to get that height. So here we're strengthening lower back. We're strengthening and toning glutes, the muscles of your bottom, and we're also strengthening the thighs, especially the back of those thighs. All of those muscles support around the hips. So we're loosening, improving flexibility and strengthening at the same time. I'm just going to go for one more. Again, if you want to pause the video and go for more of these, you can. Okay, and then the last thing I want to show you is a stretch with the bands. So stretching through the hips, I'm going to show you this on one side, and then you can pause and take the video back for the other side. So we're going to extend the leg up, gentle pull on the band, elbows in towards the floor, and we bend and we stretch into that leg. So we're getting the blood flow to the hamstrings at the back of the thigh. If you can't fully stretch, keep a lot of knee bend, that's fine, as long as you're feeling a bit of stretch. And if you're quite flexible, try not to lock your knees out. Then we're going to extend up and hold. If you want a little more stretch, we're going to walk the hands up towards the top of the band. You have the option to gently lift with head and shoulders, tucking that chin towards chest, and keep easing that leg back towards you. Make sure your bottom doesn't lift. We want to keep that lower back and bottom to the floor. Then let that relax, so you're easing off. Stay with the same leg. We're going to lift to the top, band into the same hand as foot, and then we're going to take that leg out to the side. Now keep control of the movement. We want to keep hips square to the ceiling, so let your left leg relax a little if you need to. It's no good letting that come all the way over, because we're not going to get that stretch. So feeling that through the inside of the leg, you can flex the foot for more stretch. Then we're going to pull that to the centre. We're going to swap hands, slide that leg away, and we bring that across. Again, not too far. I want the stretch to be down outside of the leg and into the hip. So you're holding 5 to 10 seconds and then pulling back into the centre. Do that on both sides, really stretching out through those hips, all around the hips there. Finish your workout off with those stretches. If you haven't got a band, you can buy them in most shops online, or you could grab one at the studio next time you're around. I'll see you then.